Good evening, folks. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Reno News Now, also known as the ADHD Auditor. Hello to all my neurotypical and neurodivergent followers out there. With me today, again, as always, is Chief England with Sacramento Community Watch, and we are part of the Sacramento Community Watch Network.
And everybody, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. We got Chief, you want to go ahead and introduce her?
Yeah, so I have one of my best friends here with us today who will be reviewing one of the videos that we captured while we were in Sacramento of an arrest that you guys are just not going to believe. Her name is Nay. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you with us, Nay. Welcome in. Yeah, she was out cop watching with Chief England when he was out in Sacramento doing his thing. And we have, she's usually on TikTok, and we will get her TikTok information into the description so you guys can follow her as well. And then also with us tonight, we have back with us Mr. D. He has his camera off right now, unfortunately. Oh, here he is. We got some updates to what Mr. D has some updates to his case and would like to share them. So let's go ahead. What's up? How's it going?
It's good. How y'all doing?
So last we heard you were waiting on a court date.
Yeah, man, we was waiting on the court date, man, to figure out how they was gonna charge two different people for the same crime about a chain snatching that happened at a corner store because I walked into the store at the same time as the assailant, right? Cool young dude. He was just, you know what I mean, like on his hype, and he got into it with the store clerk. However, when I walked into the store, I told the store clerk to stop sweeping because she was sweeping the floor towards the door. And I'm like, yo, you're sweeping dirt into people's faces when they walk in here. She threw a fake nutty, everything, said that we was causing a disturbance. I went to the store, paid for everything. Just to recap real quick, right? So lo and behold, you know what I'm saying, Boop, they send the dogs on me. They attacked me, trying to find out who I was after they had talked to the store clerks, finding out what happened. And they said that it was a robbery. So what's going on now, right? And this is what I'm telling y'all. I'm going to say this right now. This is how they be profiling cases. They going to profile you even though they know, you know what I'm saying, that it doesn't have nothing to do with you. They like, oh, he's a black guy. This has something to do with him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they don't want to say, they don't want to play that race card and say, oh, no, we're not racist, we're not racist. You say, well, okay, well, why would you think that an altercation with a white boy with a store clerk at a Rocket Market, right, will result in a robbery because a black guy walked in at the same time? This is what happened. I did a whole year on ankle monitor, got out anyway. So fast forward. We go to court on the 17th? We go to court on the 17th. We come back from deliberation. This is TRC. They're supposed to figure out what evidence they have to support, what evidence they have to carry it over into a trial. This is what TRC is, trial readiness court, right? Yeah. The evidence, for one, I never got the discovery. They didn't want to submit it to me. I went down to the public defender's office and said, hey, there was supposed to be a discovery sent to this address and to this email. It was like, oh, it hadn't been, they used some big ass, fancy ass word about the names hadn't been crossed out yet. You know how they black out the names on
redacting.
Redacted. They said it hadn't been redacted yet. I'm like, what?
Well, wait a second. Yeah, for instance, wait a second. Anything that you get, either they have to redact it for the entire court because at that point it's public information, or they have to, but they shouldn't be redacting it for evidence purposes because at that point, you know, that could be exculpatory evidence.
So the question that I'm asking them is, why don't I have a copy if what you guys are reading off of, right? and I never had to face the accuser, right? So lo and behold, we go to court, they drop all the charges.
Yeah, because they got nothing.
They drop
No.
all the charges. Mind you, they're
Wow.
charging me. They're charging me with 25 to life. This is my second strike. I'm a Sacramento native. I have a pass with the judicial system out here in Sacramento. So, and my father does, right? So when they hear my last name, Scoggins, right? They're over excessive. On this night, they sicked the dogs on me before they even had me identified, just because the lady at the store said that I was involved. Had nothing to do with the situation. Now
Yeah,
they're trying to
and
cover it
I
up.
guarantee you they didn't take a look at any of the evidence, especially the video cameras there at the store.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
they
they did. They disappeared.
No, they didn't. And what they said was that we were not in the camera view.
Oh, BS.
They hate transparency, man. I'm telling you.
It's sad, man, because I'm just giving you guys segments of it, but this is what's really going on out here. And if people is not paying attention, like, they are changing the economy with this kind of acts, bro. They're real life changing the economy, because what California is showing everybody is that this is their cash cow. They figure out how to round them, rope them, you know what I'm saying, and throw them in there, you know what I'm saying. I think it's like $777, you know what I'm saying, for every inmate, you know what I'm saying, per day.
Oh, yeah.
Per day.
No,
This is why they got a fucking count time 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? They're not counting to see if anybody's dead or anything. They're counting the money. That's what they doing. And people got it confused, like, oh, I want to see where you at. Let me see if you were, you know what I'm saying, let me see you move while you in their sleep. No, they're counting the money. You cattle. They changed the whole game. So now when they out here, they see it, man, they talk to me and treated me so cold. I'm like, bro, I don't got nothing to do with this. The white boy turned himself in November. In November.
And they were still hassling you.
Well, yeah, see, the whole reason why they were keeping it up, and I guarantee you this is why they were keeping it up until the last minute, was they were trying to protect their asses from a civil lawsuit.
Exactly.
And the fact that now that they've dropped all the charges, now you got it all teed up and lined up for, civil rights violations.
This was a contingency, right? They said that I needed to accept a plea for a resisting arrest. And I argued with my public defender before he went back in there, because he's going back and forth with me at the courtroom, right? He's going back and forth with me in the courtroom and to the DA. And he's like, okay, well, they're going to drop this and they're going to drop that. You know what I'm saying, if you plead to resisting arrest. I said,
well, how can you plead resisting to arrest?
He never.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I wasn't under arrest. I said, so what you're doing is, you know what I'm saying, you're putting me in a situation where I'm paying for something, you know what I'm saying, that never even happened. He's like, well, what you did? I mean, well, you did run. I'm like, no, I didn't. I wasn't under arrest. I wasn't being detained or anything. You know what I'm saying? So make that make sense. How can you?
They sicked a dog on you to arrest you. How could you resist arrest whenever you never were arrested?
This is the game that they are playing out here, man. And I'm here to let everybody know about my situation. And there's more. Stay tuned. I got more stories.
Just to let you know, the reason why they wanted you to accept the plea of resisting arrest is so that way, whenever you go and try to file a civil rights lawsuit, they go, well, no, he can't, because he's already pled guilty to resisting arrest. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to CYA so that way they don't have to pay you civil rights violations for them sicking a canine on you to get you arrested. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So at the point right now, we're trying to figure out a way to navigate around that. And I told my public defender that, you know what I'm saying, and he got big-eyed. He said, oh, you filed already? I said, I'm literally on the phone with my attorney right now, trying to see what's going on, so he knows which direction to take it, like which punch to swing. And
see, and that's again when Chief England had started his issues and he got a public defender as well. We were always saying that these public defenders are mouthpieces of the city. They are mouthpiece, you know, they're trying to get out of these cases just as fast as they can. And a good public defender like the one Chief England has will take your direction and move with it rather than trying to convince you that this is a better option, because they are getting paid by the city. They're under contract from the city. So they're trying to help pad their paychecks along as well and try to get your case through the system just as quickly as possible so they don't have to worry about it down the line. So that way they don't have to appeal it on decision if they do take it to court. You know, they're just trying to clear their docket just as fast as they can, because usually they're half mouthpieces for the city.
Indeed.
What their issue is going to be is that if there's no other infractions that have been reported on those same officers that I mentioned in my complaint the next day after they released me out of jail, right? Their problem is going to be that they cannot support that. You can't support that you're doing good business when I have already submitted a report and a complaint after the day that it happened. Right?
Yep.
How can you sweep that under the rug, right? It went just to state, and thanks to y'all, I found out that I had to go over the head. Now I'm going over the head. Now they're like, oh, we have to look into this. So another lawyer called me about somebody else with the same officer. I'm like, okay, so you guys wasn't paying attention to it when I mentioned it, but now you're paying attention to it because somebody else mentioned it. So what about my situation? He's like, oh, well, I wasn't calling for that. I said, you know what? It's good. No worries. And remember, we had that conversation after that.
And were you able to hit up that insurance, the insurance claim agency that I told you about for Sac County?
Yeah. I sent it to my PDF and I sent it to my email for a print, and I haven't got the print yet to fill the papers out. I can't fill it out on my phone because I don't have the algorithm. I can't fill that form out on my phone, so I had to send it to my PDF in order to print it up.
Yeah, print that up and give it to them, brother. I'm telling you, they're gonna make some moves. And we're talking about that.
I called that number already and left a message as well, though.
All right, that's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Because you could. There's other ways that you can go around, filing complaints and getting things moving, and it doesn't necessarily have to be directly through the police department. So
yeah, another thing you might want to try is, once your case eventually does get fully dropped, is after you're done, go back to the state's attorney and make a complaint with them saying that these officers sicked their puppies on you and assaulted you, and you want to press charges. Right. And then see if they want to investigate themselves and find no wrongdoing as well.
Yes, sir. This is what I'm on. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Absolutely. Because what I just realized at the law library is that at the end of any finding, whether it be in your favor or outside of your favor, there's a appeal process, and it's the same thing in prison, right? They got 115s, right? You break the rules, and in prison you get a 115, right? In order to dispute the 115, you have to file a 602. Right. In some prisons, they change the 602 and turns it into a grievance. What this grievance is letting them know that, hey, this officer came into my cell, he disrespected my personal property, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. This is just an example.
Yeah.
The same process is on the streets. So for all you dudes that's watching that ever been locked up or anything, or haven't been locked up or got somebody that's locked up, you know what I'm saying? Let them know on the streets, the process is the same. The process is the same. I'm filing the complaint, you know what I'm saying, on the procedures that you carried on while you're under contract,
right?
Because that's all America understands. It's all contractual,
Yeah,
if it's meet me at the park at 5 o'clock, I can sue you. If you show up at 4:30, I can sue you. We in America, I can sue you. You said you was gonna be there at 5 o'clock and you showed up and you didn't show up. You said you was gonna be there at 4:30 and you got there at 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah,
it's all contractual. You know what I'm saying? That's a verbal agreement. We're not
exactly.
talking about saying written agreements. That's all they understand. And they trying to twist me up with that shit. And I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow it.
And we're not going to allow it to happen either, brother. Like,
we're gonna keep shining the light on this and make sure that they have anything, that way they can hear the grievances of the people. Right. And folks, like if you want to make
let the motherfucking dog chew my leg up. They let him chase me down. I wouldn't even got caught. They wouldn't have seen me. They wouldn't have had no contact with me had they not let that dog out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that not gangbanging or something, bro?
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
like
heinous. It's a very heinous act.
That thin blue line is a very wide canyon, to be
and then
quite honest,
you want me to
folks.
plead, and then you want me to plead to resisting? Stop it, bro. Stop it.
The
This
whole
is what your conclusion is.
the whole thing is they never had probable cause to place you
never
under
did.
detainment in the first place. So all they
Hey.
had is a word of a person. You know, again, it's all hearsay.
I mean, probable suspicion because the store clerk said, "Oh yeah, he was there too." Like, yeah, okay, like cool, but like what happened is you got your chain snatched. You got your chain snatched. You know what I'm saying, and it.
Well,
Hey,
and the fact that the other guy turned himself in and says it was all me, right there's their exculpatory evidence to drop everything against you. And again, the whole reason why they're doing this, the whole reason why they want you to cop the plea is so that way they can avoid the civil rights lawsuits.
Hey, brother D.
But it was, and here's the thing, right? In the court of law, right? That plea was made under duress because you're also hanging 25 years over my head, you know what I'm saying, and a third strike. So whether you want to admit it or not, that's held under duress, you know what I'm saying, knowing my extent and my knowledge, you know what I'm saying, with the judicial system. You know what I'm saying, y'all, you out here doing people like that, like, hey man, if you take it all the way, you're risking 25 years instead of just taking this 2 years. You've been already in here 8 months, right? You're gonna get time. This is trying to selling it, bro. Real life selling it.
Yeah,
Selling it, man. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So-
In California, they're trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip. You know what I'm saying, to get everybody that's not in their flavor out of their jurisdiction. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Gentrification, you know what I'm saying, gotta have a different word to support it. It's a softer word.
Exactly. Well, hey, Dee, we do thank you for coming on tonight. We got to keep moving on, but do keep in touch with us and let us know what happens. Let us know, especially if they drop everything and not wanting to cop a plea with
For
you.
sure.
Over
I'm pressing the envelope.
just
Pressing the envelope.
Yep. Well, just let us know. Well, you have a wonderful night there, Dee. You have a good one.
Joining us, bro.
Okay, folks. So, speaking of which, about bad police officers, we want to kind of update you on another story here. As you may be well aware, we do have what we call a tyrant wall. And we're going to feature one of our tyrants on this wall, Mr. Tyler Bear. He's, according to here, he's been terminated. And according to an article that we found that was done last time by, what was that? This is Reno. Yeah, he had over 700 explicit images on his cell phone. And he was one of the watchmen, or one of the officers who arrested one of our watchmen, Xander the Educator, thanks to Tyrant, Tony the Tyrant as well.
The one standing right behind him, by the way, on the
right, yeah,
wall. Tyler
right,
Bear is
yes.
going to be the officer on the bottom left. That's Tyler Bear, folks.
And I don't have my stream deck up so I can play the what color am I? And you're gonna make me YouTube famous. So I'll get that up a little bit later here. But as you well aware, yeah, it was 700 explicit images. He was fired from the Reno PD. Now we do have another piece of information here that we're going to add. I gotta remove this and now add this. Reno. Yeah. So this is with the Reno Gazette Journal. They reached out to Chief England. You want to go ahead and help, let us know what's going on here?
Yeah, so they reached out to me and asked if they can use a screenshot right there, as you guys can see. And that's going to be the photo from one of our videos of the day that the officer arrested our watchman for some other stuff. And so, yeah, this is the article here.
Yeah, and I'm just going to kind of go over it here. He goes, Tyler Bear resigned from the Reno Police Department in October of 2024 after an internal affairs investigation into allegations that he obtained sexually explicit images from phones of at least 2 women he pulled over. Now 4 related legal actions are making their way through the Washoe County District Court, the Nevada Supreme Court, and the U.S. District Court. The 2 cases in the U.S. District Court are the most consequential. One criminal and One is criminal and accuses Bear of depriving 2 Washoe County residents of their right to be free of unreasonable search and seizure. The second federal case is civil, naming Bear and the city of Reno. In it, the women seeking damages in the amounts to be proven at trial. 2 other cases involve one of the women seeking a police investigation documents in order to find out what exactly happened to her. Do apologize. My scroll mouse is going a little fast here.
Hey,
It says, yes, sir.
we're just going to cover some of it because we're not going to go over the full thing because we're going to actually keep it moving. But if you guys want to check it out,
Right. I just want to get through these women's statements and then we're gonna move on. So, what is former Reno police officer Tyler Bear accused of? The women allegations include the following legal filings. The Reno Gazette-Journal has a policy of not naming potential victims of a sexual crime unless they are given permission for the name to be used. The Sacramento Community Watch Network has that same policy, folks. When it comes to any victim, we do not give out their name. We redact it unless we get permission. Here's a summary where they say what happened. Woman number 1 on December 31st of 2023 says she was pulled over by Bear and he took her cell phone to his patrol vehicle for about 10 minutes. After the traffic stop, he asked for her phone number and whether he could call her. How bad is that? Jeez. She felt obligated to engage in the text communication with the officer due to his position of authority and met with him once for coffee around February 10th of 2024. On September 2024, 2 Sparks Police Department detectives visited her and showed her multiple personal and intimate videos and images of her that appeared to have been photographed from another device. They asked about her New Year's Eve traffic stop. She did not send the images and videos to Bear, leading her to believe that the officer may have accessed and copied these images from her phone without her knowledge or consent during the New Year's Eve 2023 traffic stop. So you know what that tells me, folks? Don't ever hand your phone over to the police. Even if it has your insurance information, print out those cards and give them instead. You don't ever hand your phone over to the police officers, folks.
yeah, that's silly. You should never do that. Never give your phone to a police officer.
I know it's convenient to have that information on there, but it's just not necessary, folks. You hand them a piece of paper. Woman number 2 goes on to say that on August 12th of 2024, she was driving by the Reno police station near 2nd Street when she was pulled over by Bear, who said that she's been stopped for having a temporary registration tag. Bear took her phone back to the police vehicle. You see what's going on here, folks? Saying that he needed to obtain her car insurance. He accessed and viewed personal information, including sexually explicit videos and photos. He let her go without issuing a citation, deceptively justifying the duration of the seizure by claiming difficulties looking up her information. The next month, a Sparks police officer told Bear that he viewed her personal information and images. Now, I want to point out, folks, that Reno PD sent this because of criminal charges, sent this over to Sparks PD. My question is, why does Sparks PD have it in the first place? They got 2 or 3 officers, or even up to 4 now, who have accessed stolen information by a police officer who's committing a crime and violating civil rights. Why aren't they investigating the Sparks Police Department too? This should be going up to the state boys or Washoe County boys. It shouldn't be in the Sparks hands. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's just terrible. The investigation is probably going to go nowhere. Hopefully they, hold up in the law and do things in the correct manner.
It is going somewhere. Because they got a federal criminal case here. It says there's a federal civil case, right, a Washoe District County Court Public Records case, and a Nevada Supreme Court case. If you guys want to read up on those cases, I'm going to get the link into our description here right now. And we'll get that going. But yeah, take a look at that article, folks, and see what's going on with that. Actually, I'm going to hold off on that while we move on here. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Chief England's video and get that going here so we can watch what was going on. And Nay can help contribute too. But Nay, feel free to hop in and give your comments anytime you want to, ma'am.
Okay, so from my point of view, go ahead. I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so from my point of view, it is, I don't know, like it was kind of like hectic. I did not like the provoking. Just any little thing to like set them off to do something. I'm not a big fan of it. You could tell the guy was like mental health. You could tell like he wasn't all the way there just
Yeah.
based on the way he was acting in the video. Now, do I feel like they wasted a lot of time? Yeah. Do I feel like they could have went on to a different situation? Yeah. I
So
feel like they was just looking for a reason to arrest him.
yeah, let's go ahead and watch the video, folks, and see what she's talking about here.
We are currently live downtown Sacramento. Thank you for joining the Sacramento Community Watch. We are here on the cop watch, of course, exercising our First Amendment rights, checking out the downtown area, checking out all the local bars, our good people. Hey, I do apologize, but that is not the correct video.
Oh,
I had set up. Let me go ahead and transfer that over really quick. That's not the one.
or you should be able to add it to the stage if you want, if you got it on your end.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, I do apologize. I was like, what's going on right now? Okay, 1 second. Yep, a few more moments here. All right, here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Wait a minute. I'm confused right now. I'm really confused right now. Hold on. All right, here we go. Oops. I do apologize for this. It's in here somewhere. All right.
We do apologize for these technical difficulties.
Yeah, just okay, for some reason I'm not able to see it. There we go. Whew, okay. It didn't show up though. What's going on?
Let me remove.
There we go. Come on, rock the boat. Hey. I had to put you on that, best friend. Hey, don't get started now. Hey, my best friend, she doing a rock the boat. Hey. Yeah, I love that song. Yeah, we love Aaliyah. I want you to rock the boat. Yeah, it is nice down here. Uh-oh, we got somebody over here ready to fight. What do we got going on over there? Hey, what, he about to square up with him or something? We might have an incident going on over here. All right, you guys, look like we might have some sort of situation here. Oh, we got the Vice Patrol unit swinging in here. So, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Pretty good, bro. All right, so we got some situation. We got here just in time, bro. All right, you guys, we're live on scene with the Sacramento Police Department out here dealing with one. And folks, pay attention to this short officer right here, his stance that he takes when he shows up. Instead of paying attention to the guy in the orange pants, he's staring at me. Gentleman here. Got Officer right here, standing towards us. Like, we gotta pay attention to this guy right here. He showed up. He jumped off the bike like he was somebody extra. Let me go ahead and stand behind the gentleman right here, get everybody who's they're surrounding him now. He's in some sort of fight stance. he's in some sort of fight stance, it looks like. Yes, he might be a little.
Hey, boss, I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something.
Nobody told him he was arrested, but what is going on right now? This is epic right here. A lot. Let me go back over here. Here. I'm coming on this side real quick. Switch position on. Got security hanging out back here. These guys were surrounded. The gentleman when we first showed up here on the scene. And then the officers came riding down the stairs over here with their bicycles. Yeah, we are live here downtown Reno, downtown Sacramento, California, guys. We were actually headed to Old Sacramento, and we ran across the security officers surrounding this young man. And then, of course, here comes the police riding down the steps, high rate of speed. And so, folks, I just want to give you guys a little bit of information and background on this. So we spoke with the employees at the Insomnia Cookie, and they claimed that the young man hadn't done anything wrong. They gave him some ice cream and some cookies. I guess he probably has some sort of mental disability of some sort. And the police were there, interrogating him for his ID and his wallet, his name and his date of birth and things of that sort. And he wasn't really having it, staring the officers down, getting in karate positions of all sorts. So you guys will see what happens next. So let's keep watching. Dude, I guess he was in there. They didn't want him in there, and they wanted him trespass. Security was surrounding him, and then here comes this police riding down the stairs right there, and they surrounded him as well, trying to get his ID and shit. Yeah, but you gotta always his damn ice cream just on the ground melting. Like, I mean, Nay, what was your thoughts on this while this was happening? Like, what were you thinking about? Or what were you at this time? What were you thinking about?
I feel like they needed. I feel like he needed way more support. The police were just coming at him. Like, I don't know, they wasn't doing anything to help the situation.
Yeah, they were a little aggressive.
Yeah, coming from where like him being mental health, I feel like they should have took a more of a different approach to get him to say his name and stuff like that.
And again, where's the crime that they can articulate? Other than him being in a semi-public space. Again, folks, this is in a mall, so it's actually private property, but it's open to the public. And he's not, from what Chief has been saying, he hasn't been harassing anybody. He hasn't been causing a disturbance or anything like that. It just seems like the security guard had an issue with him. So next thing you know, here's the police.
Yep.
So, again, absent a crime, that they can articulate, there's no way that they can get, there's no reason for them to identify them. But because the police think that, because we made contact with you, I'm here for a lawful reason, you have to give me your ID. Again, the fallacy that they don't train them properly on ID is just stupid. So, again, I'd like to know what crime that they're trying to detain him for.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just going to sit there and harass him until he gives in, I guess.
Until he does something that they consider a crime, I guess.
Always record them though, you know what I mean? Just in case, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm on a live stream right now, bro. Yeah, it's live, YouTube. Yeah.
Yes, we are live, folks.
Sacramento Community Watch. Bro? Yep. We record law enforcement. Make sure they're not out violating anybody's rights, because that's what happens a lot of the time. Like what happens on this video. May he rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Yes, sir. Yep. It was these guys, Sacramento Police Department. There's never a time you shouldn't record them because we can't trust just because they have body cameras. Them things disappear and no accountability.
Hey, Kathy Wigley, I know that you suggest holding the camera sideways to get a broader view. I know it's a great suggestion. Chief and I have had this debate off and on, especially when we do lives.
Yeah, let me explain.
Go ahead and explain, Chief.
So when you have it in horizontal mode, it allows more people to join the live stream a lot quicker. So you can have thousands of views as opposed to when it's sideways landscape mode, you'll get maybe 20 or 30 views. And we want as many people in the public to see what's going on at the time that we go live. That's what our main focus is. Like any auditor or any journalist, we're right there in the streets, right there on the scene. We want as many people to see, as many eyes from the community watching as possible. So
yeah, YouTube has prioritized the mobile phone being in portrait mode in their algorithms. So me and Chief have gone back and forth on this for quite a while, and he was absolutely right. You do get more people into your stream, especially as your channel is starting to grow. Now, as if you all like, share, and subscribe, it's totally free, folks. If you hit that like button, help our channel grow. Maybe we could turn it back into horizontal, so that way, but you need quite a following in order to get as many people as you do in vertical mode as you do in horizontal mode. So
yeah, because we could be out dealing with one of your guys' family members, and the more people that can see the live stream, the better. We want to be able to get it out to millions if we can, So I'm just saying we have to keep eyes on our public servants, and it takes us as a community to come together to view these live streams and, for everybody.
Now, just to let you know, when Chief goes out there and does his thing hard and heavy, now he does have a static camera as well that gets the horizontal picture that we try to use. So this is just one of his. This is one of your spontaneous outings, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, actually, me and my best friend right here on the bottom, Nay, we decided to go out and live stream and get some footage, and yeah, we had a good time. We definitely got what we were looking for. Definitely. No transparency within our government. And they carry guns and stuff. A lot of them shouldn't carry guns. They should have water guns. You know what I mean?
A lot of these cops have psychiatric problems.
Yeah, a lot of psychiatric problems with the police department. So, yep.
But they don't want to hire like ex-felons that's doing
yeah, exactly. A lot of these guys commit felonies all the time. They commit crimes all the time. They don't use their seatbelts. They don't use their blinkers.
Hey, they're on that little computer ones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They text and drive.
Text and drive, absolutely. With police officers, they have that mentality: laws for thee, not for me. Mm-hmm. So they can break crime, they can break laws all the time, and just want everybody else to follow it, not them. Mm-hmm. That's tyrannical.
Is it on YouTube?
I'm on YouTube Live.
Sacramento Community Watch.
Yep, I'm live right now.
You got 916 people?
No, Sacramento Community Watch.
Hey, subscribe. You got 100 viewers?
Right now it's 90. Right now it's 91 people. It was up to like 173 a couple minutes ago. Yeah.
Let's see.
You guys pay attention. Walk past him, bro. He just walked through him. Like, what you gonna do when? This is the moment that he barely touches the bike with the tip of his finger, and then they arrest him. Mind you, this video was cut down a whole lot. It was actually 49 minutes long. But, for us to keep things moving here on the Sacramento Community Watch, we wanted to make sure that we showed segments of it so you guys sort of get the full feel of what was going on. And up until the arrest, of course. And here it is.
Put him back in the police car. Put him back in the police car.
Oh, my God.
Come on, bro. He didn't even do that then.
Look, they're arresting him
again.
now.
What's the crime?
Because he
I
touched.
just feel like they couldn't wait to do that, y'all.
Yeah. You see how they crowded around him? Like 3 wolves on a hamster?
Yeah.
They got right up. They got right up on there and just waited for him to. Again, what's the crime? Touching public property?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
exactly
I said.
what was said. That's exactly what was said.
Just a damn shame.
I would love these officers to go up in front of that Judge Fletcher that I've been seeing on YouTube, where he just rips the prosecuting attorneys a new one. He rips there's no probable cause here.
Everybody a new one. He's really
that is a fair judge.
I was just about to say he's straightforward and he's fair. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, maybe next live stream we'll check out one of his videos if we can find a good Judge Fletcher video. I mean, I like covering court things too, you know. So these cops are just disgusting. Yes, Kathy Weekly, I completely agree with you.
Yeah,
I mean, to be quite honest, if they know that they have somebody who's having a mental health issue, they should really be calling mental health backup, you know, somebody who's trained on this. But no, what they're doing is exactly what they're doing today, is just let's go ahead and resolve this just as quickly as possible. Let's get him in the back of a car and we'll deal with it in the courts later. Yep. And try to get him to cop a resisting arrest charge whenever he was never arrested in the first place.
It's terrible.
And from the looks of it, he hasn't been resisting at this point either.
Nope. The bag. You touched the bag. He touched public property. Look, they just wanted to take him in, guys. They wanted to take him to jail real bad.
They finna walk him.
Yeah, they finna walk him.
They're finna walk him.
Yeah, and we're gonna walk with him. They just wanted to take him. He touched the zipper, bro. He touched his bike. Look, they wanted to search him too. Let me go ahead and get this search too. They wanted to search him really bad. They wanted his ID really. You see that young man reach over and touch the tire of the bike?
I was about to say something. We did not condone that.
No, we didn't. We definitely don't condone that.
Him to do that.
But he's well within his rights. He's well within his rights to touch the bag, though. There's no law.
Yeah, look at this, though. After they got him cuffed, they're rifling through his pockets and then taking things out and throwing it on the ground.
Yep. Absolutely.
Total disrespect for a member of the public.
Absolutely.
You know, they have this term that goes in custody and our care. How are you being careful with his stuff? It's just absolutely disgusting. I hit play and it's not playing.
Bad, so they
there it goes.
Hurry, we put handcuffs on him.
He's got a spoon. He got a sounder cookie. He got some pack of cards.
Yeah, this officer right here, he was the one who slapped the handcuffs on him really, really hard. After he touched the zipper on the bike. So there's a bag right here on the bike. And the dude walked up and he touched the zipper of the bag, and the officer slapped the handcuffs on his wrist. Yeah, you ask them about the First Amendment, they don't know. I guarantee you.
You guys graduate high school? You know what world geography is? Downtown, they just arrest anybody, bro. You guys run, and then I got out.
Go Power Rangers!
The guy, people in Insomnia couldn't come where they want him anyway. So they end up calling the security guards up first.
They got
Hey, you got the bike. Brother, I just saw you from the restaurant. Brother.
Hey, we're gonna walk with him out. Hold on, let me catch up real quick. Look at the security trying to be assistants. Walking the other police bike out. This guy shouldn't not have even been arrested in the first place.
He should have 10-8 out of there once the cops were there. That guy has better stuff to do.
I just feel like they needed to have like a mental health provider. I feel like from this point on, like they need to start having, mental health provider that comes with them on the scene, because it be things like this, times like this, where they need to be hospitalized.
Like a social worker.
Yeah, some mental health social worker. It has to be in the mental health department, because that was just ridiculous. And I feel like if there was a mental health worker present, then this would have went a whole different route.
Yeah, absolutely.
in some communities, the police officers do work really well and really close with mental health professionals. Again, it's all up to the city and their resources and how they organize these things and how the people demand that they get organized. People can demand their local government, better organize their police department and put them under civilian accountability rather than being underneath an internal affairs. There is some community or some communities have a civilian review board. Some communities have a social worker that rides along with the police officer just in case there is, like what happened with this fellow, or like when there's a, home, where there's an issue with home domestic violence is what I was trying to get out. But yeah, that needs to be standardized more across the board. And I keep saying that there needs to be a federal minimum standard of policing. And in my opinion, that is a great idea that they need to add, making sure that mental health professionals are on call. So that way they can come over and assist, or at least they can do is call 811 folks. I don't know if many people know this, but if you're having a mental health crisis, you can dial 811 and contact, somebody, and a mental health professional will be there to assist you. Again, that's another way for assistance, folks.
So it looks like they're going to be walking him to the transport vehicle out here on the sidewalk. So for his safety, we're going to walk with them out here. We got security following as well. Security's attempting to provide some sort of escort. Excuse me, brother. Coming up on your right hand side. We appreciate you guys for joining us. This is the Sacramento Police Department escorting a gentleman, I think, to the sidewalk here, where this gentleman, he touched the zipper on this bike here, or the other one, and he also slapped the handcuffs on him. So they're walking him to the sidewalk. This is the officer that placed the handcuffs on his wrist quite hard. He slapped him on like, all right, that's it. Cuffed him. I appreciate my moderators for being in here as well. He touched the bag on the bike, so they're taking him to jail, folks. And a gentleman back here, he asked what would happen if he touched the bag, and this officer here said he's taking him to jail. Mind you, we pay for those bags right there. Everything right here. We pay for it, so.
Again, I would love to know what the reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime was.
Right.
What crime exactly is he being arrested for? And I bet you when it all comes down, it's interfering with a police officer.
And all the charges are dropped.
And all the charges will eventually be dropped, and it's just absolutely nuts.
Disgusting.
And none of these officers will ever get anything, will ever see any discipline, maybe other than, don't do that.
Of course not.
A light slap on the wrist. Oh, we found no wrongdoing, but don't do that again, guys. That looks really bad, especially when we're being live streamed.
Right. Terrible. Takes a little time for it to start back up after you hit play, I see.
Yeah, at least from my end. I don't know. Maybe it might work faster on your end if you hit play.
It says, hold on. Nope.
Bobby Swisher. Yes, exactly. Contempt of cop. Yeah, exactly. Contempt of cop.
That's exactly what it is. It's quite odd that he would even say that. So they're placing him inside the vehicle now. He's attempting to block our First Amendment today, guys. Of course he is.
Prior restraint.
He's not tall enough, though. So yeah, he touched the bag on the back of the bicycle, and he also slapped the handcuffs on his wrist quite hard. He was like, "All right." They were speaking with the gentleman. If you guys want to go back and watch the live stream, they were speaking with him for quite a long time, attempting to identify him, asking his name, asking for his ID, asking for his wallet, and he wouldn't. He didn't. They didn't produce anything that way. So finally, when he touched the bag, it kind of flipped him and made him arrest him for that. We got 2 security here fist bumping the officer.
All part of that
Don't
government
violate
club,
nobody's
folks.
rights like you guys just did, man. The officer right there. Uh-oh, he's cussing him out.
He's actually talking in the back of the police car now.
He actually
He's
started
saying
to
nothing.
go crazy when the realization
He
hit
said,
him.
"Oh yeah."
That's so shady,
They
bro.
left his insomnia ice cream. They left all of that.
Yeah.
So that was that video, folks. And don't forget to check out our guest host TikTok channel at mommy of2_972 and show her some love, like, share, and subscribe to her as well.
Definitely.
You're muted there, Nay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, hey, Nay, so that was your first First Amendment audit. How did you enjoy that? What did you dislike about it?
Well, I didn't really dislike anything. I think it was more like I'm not used to being that close. So like I did start like getting comfortable like towards the end when I
Oh
went
yeah,
live on TikTok. I
that
felt
that
more comfortable doing it with Chief England. You know,
yeah.
he's the pit bull at it.
Yeah, that first time is always a bundle of nerves. I remember my first time doing it. I mean, I
Yeah.
even stood across the street because I didn't want to get very close, and I was doing it alone. And that was my whole thing. I know you don't know me too well, but I have my viewers know that I have a background in the casino industry, so I have to apply to get gaming licenses. And these gaming licenses are run by former police people, or they're a division of a police agency. So I have to keep my record squeaky clean, and I usually play backseat. So that's what was one of the things whenever I joined Sacramento Community Watch was I wanted to make sure that, I was watching out for them because I can't really get into the trenches as much as I want to. So, but yeah, it's always a bundle of nerves when your first time you do it, but you just got to keep out there and keep doing it. And we hope to see you out there more. And we hope that you want to join us and make your own content and keep doing this with us.
Yeah, she had a pretty good viewing on her live stream. And I think your friend or your cousin was on there talking with you too.
Yeah.
I heard her. Yeah. And she was like, "Wow, that's messed up."
Yeah, she was live with me.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question real quick, Nate, for the people. Have you ever had a good experience with law enforcement? Like one that was really good?
I mean, now that I could think clear, yeah.
Can you tell us about that encounter?
Okay, so basically, a older lady basically called the police on me and said like basically like I was being rude to her, threatening her, cussing her out. I was cussing her out, but I didn't threaten her. She was like in her like 60s, so they came at me. They assessed the situation. They put me aside. I guess she was like well known. I feel like if I was on a different type of high, if I was on a different type of hype of like a confused mind, it probably would have escalated. And so it was cool to like assess the situation. They ended up letting me um go, of course, because I was cool, calm, and collected about the whole situation. So
That's awesome. I mean, a lot of times when I ask people, have they ever had a good encounter? It's not really too many good ones, but I'm glad to definitely hear that you had a good one with law enforcement because those don't often happen.
I
Um,
mean, I was worried because it was an older lady.
okay,
Like it was an older lady. I don't want that on my record. You
right,
know,
not at
we
all.
talking crap or threatening an older lady. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but as we always say, it never hurts to pull out your camera and always record the police. So
Yeah, 100%.
Always record your interactions with government officials. So at this point, Nay, are you wanting to stick with us and go through some First Amendment audit videos, or do you got to get going?
I have to get going, but you know, my best friend know I'm all for it and getting more comfortable, more familiar with it for sure.
Yeah, definitely go ahead and pull up the Sacramento Community Watch. Keep listening and watching in and join in on the chat. And we'd love to have you back anytime. So
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
have
all
right, wonderful night.
You too.
Good one.
Okay, folks. So now we're going to get to our feature presentation. Again, we're going to go over videos of other auditors out there. We're going to start with. I don't have it up yet. Hold on 2 seconds here. We're going to start off with share the screen. Come on. Share screen. A follow-up for StreamYard has done some very funny stuff here lately. So hold on here, folks. Give me just a few seconds. I'm trying to get, here we go. Long Island Audit has a follow-up to a video that we covered here, and we were wanting to share it as well. This is State's Attorney is investigating Unhinged Warden for assault. Accountability. So let me go ahead and get that video going here. Had a bit of an issue earlier, so all my videos are just kind of in the background still.
Do not touch me, sir.
Get out of the building.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Violation of law. Get out of the building.
Well, you're a psycho. Do not touch me.
I can touch
You have no authority to touch me.
I can help you to stay if you'd like.
You put your hands on me again, you might be staying
I
here.
beg your pardon?
You're not going to take a criminal complaint? That is it, sir. But I have evidence of a crime, sir. Do your job. I want.
Now remember, folks, he says, you're not going to take a criminal complaint. He said, I want to file a criminal complaint. Just remember that in the future for this video.
There to be some sort of investigation into the criminality of what took place.
What you are alleging would be a second-degree assault. The front-end concern that I have is being able to prove the criminal intent in this case. Did he have the intent to assault, or was the intent to remove somebody from the property?
I'm just looking for some accountability.
Did he have the lawful authority to put his hands on him and remove him from that public building?
This is what I don't like about law enforcement officers is they sit there and bark lawful order. You're breaking the law. You're doing this, you're doing that. And it's all up here. They do not have anything written down on paper. They don't know where their authority begins or ends. And all this person knows that assaulted him was that I am the warden of the jail. This is my fiefdom. This is my kingdom. Everything I say here goes, and that's it. And if you don't listen, you're breaking the law.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. I had the opportunity to speak with the elected state's attorney for Dorchester County in Maryland regarding the incident where the unhinged warden assaulted me several times. If you'd like to watch the full video for context, I'll leave a link in the description right below the like button. Now let's hear what the state's attorney has to say.
And folks, links to all of our videos are in the description for our featured presentation. Don't forget to go over and like, share, to subscribe to them as well. And show them some love and let them know that we sent you.
About this, let's get into it.
State's Attorney's Office.
Hi, my name is Sean Paul Reyes. I received an email from Amanda Leonard, and I was told to give her a call.
Okay, hold on 1 second for me.
No problem.
Good morning, Mr. Reyes. How are you today?
Hi, good morning, Ms. Leonard. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for giving me a call back. I just wanted to follow up with you about the incident that took place, I guess it's last week now. All my days are running together. The county manager and the HR department at the county office building have forwarded me everything that you sent to them. So I just wanted to give you the heads up that has now gotten to my office. I'm going to follow up with an investigation to see what needs to be done and any action that may need to be taken. But I wanted to find out anything additional from you.
Fire the warden and arrest him. Case closed.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That may not be in that written complaint to just make sure I've got everything that I need to know for that investigation. So is there anything else that wasn't in that complaint that you think I need to know moving forward?
Honestly, can I call you Amanda?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Honestly, Amanda, I really don't have anything else to add. I thought I was pretty specific on exactly my intentions there, what exactly transpired. I don't know if they forwarded you the actual video.
Yes, I've got that.
Footage of the incident. I had given that to the county manager. I don't, again, I was just looking to file a complaint with the sheriff's office, and they refused to do that and told me to go to the county manager.
Yeah, let me ask, just because I want to clarify, when you say complaint, were you looking for a complaint for the warden supervisor, or were you looking for a complaint in terms of something criminal?
Well, I was looking to file a complaint in terms of something criminal. Okay. I wanted there to be some sort of investigation into the criminality of what took place.
Again, he said, I want to file a criminal complaint. I told you to pay attention, and here's where it's coming into play, because at this point, the police officers are going, well, no, you wanted to file a complaint against the warden. You didn't want to file a criminal complaint.
Inside the public lobby. It wasn't really a complaint as far as, because I'm sure if regular complaint, that's why I was confused going to the county manager's office, Jerry Jones, is because, I know he wouldn't handle a criminal complaint. I know he's not a law enforcement officer. So,
to be fair, I think there might have been a little bit of confusion on the sheriff's office side from my conversation with them. I think that initially
that they didn't want to do their job, and you need to start firing people over there.
Right. No shit, Sherlock.
I mean, again, we pay these people to do a job. They're public servants. They're supposed to serve the public. A member of the public and a journalist went up there and said, a member of your government gang assaulted me. Oh, well, you need to file a complaint with a supervisor. No, he wanted to file a criminal complaint for assault charges. They wanted you to do your job and investigate. You didn't even want to investigate.
They might have been under the impression you were looking for a complaint as in a supervisor, and they don't supervise the warden. So I think that might have been some of the confusion. But either way,
so the warden doesn't have a supervisor?
The warden does have a supervisor. That's the reason why they were saying that he needed to go to the county manager's office, because the manager kind of oversees the whole entire county and all the employees underneath them. Again, the warden's getting cut a check from the government club. It has to come from somewhere. He has to have a supervisor.
Damn shame.
So it's usually the county manager, and the county manager reports to the board of county commissioners that are elected. So, and then, they all sit behind their daises and do absolutely nothing but talk about what they want to talk about. Unless they have to talk about it whenever they got a lawsuit on their hands.
What I can also tell you, even if in terms of a criminal investigation, the sheriff's office might have also just forwarded you to the commissioner's office to file charges because of it being an alleged misdemeanor that happened outside of their presence. Right. So in that event, if you had gone to the commissioner's office to fill out an application for charges, it would have come to my office anyway, so we would have been in the same position.
Right, so, I understand, Amanda. And the only other thing that I would just add to that is that there was a corporal there during the incident. I don't recall his name at this moment, but there was a deputy sheriff there, a corporal that was there, witnessed the incident, and that's the same exact sheriff that I spoke to regarding, and I was very specific regarding a criminal complaint. I handed over my identification. I thought we were going to begin the process, and he comes back after speaking to a supervisor, and he says that he was told to go to the county manager. So, I understand that's what you're getting, that there was some sort of confusion, but I just want to make it very clear on my end, and the video will show. I'm going to send you over the full unedited video with the with my interaction with the sheriff's department after regarding filing the complaint, just so you have the whole picture.
Okay.
And just so you guys are aware, I just had a thought and I lost it. Darn. I forgot where I was going. But yeah, no, it's this whole government club. Rules for thee and not for me.
Yes, I would appreciate that. Can I give you my email address?
Sure, please.
Or you have my email address.
I do have your
because
email address. Yes,
Yep.
I do have your email address.
Okay.
So what are the next steps moving forward? I know you had mentioned that in your email that you were just gonna, I just wanted to know exactly what are the next steps moving forward. I'm gonna send you the unedited video. I have no problem doing that. I'm just looking for some accountability. If I were to grab anybody for any reason, without being defending myself, I would be arrested. So I would assume, the same standard applies throughout law enforcement or even higher standards.
So what I will tell you in terms of the process is I'm going to review everything, your video, any surveillance video that may exist from the detention center, any reports that might exist, obviously your complaint. Same thing that I would do in any criminal case.
Well, and I'd like to point out, and she's going to bring up criminality like we heard at the beginning of the video.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the other officers that you've seen at the beginning of the video had to restrain this guy should be proof enough that it doesn't matter whether or not he was trying to evict somebody, for trespassing. The fact that the just the look on his face and, the fact that other officers were holding him back from physically assaulting him further should be proof enough.
And then go through what amounts to the criminal elements of, in this case, obviously, what you are alleging would be a second-degree assault.
Right.
I'm not sure. Are you from Maryland? Do you have connections to Maryland?
Well, I'm not from Maryland. I do have some family that lived in Maryland. I did live in Maryland for a time, but I'm not from Maryland. I'm from Long Island, New York. But I am familiar. I do have an attorney in Maryland. He's not representing me in this case or anything like that. But so I'm familiar with the statutes a little bit, and that's what I opined to myself as second degree assault. And again, I'm just bringing it. It's my job to exhaust all my legal remedies in any situation where I feel that, and I think the evidence strongly suggests that I was assaulted. So that's all I'm doing is that that's why I wanted to reach out to the county manager. I appreciate you reaching out. I just want to exhaust all legal remedies and try and get some accountability.
Of course, I completely understand that, and I'm going to take a look at everything and take the action that I believe is appropriate for what I think I could prove in court, just like I would do with any other case. And if I believe that it meets the legal elements, and if I believe that I can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, because that's what my ethical obligation is, to only charge cases that I believe not only meet the elements, but that I have the ability to withstand my burden. What I will tell you from this case and any other assault case of this nature, the difficulty that I see just from the front end, and I'm not saying this has made my decision one way or the other because I haven't looked at this from all sides. I've only seen a very little bit of this. But I will give you the front end concern that I have is being able to prove the criminal intent in this case. Is
criminal intent.
Whether or not I can prove, did he have the intent to assault or was the intent to remove somebody from the property? And again,
and then resisting an officer, where you willfully, delay or obstruct an officer. How can you prove that? But any person out there that, is against the government club or on the other side of the government club, which is, we the people, right. They're quick to put cuffs on you for videotaping the police officer and getting what they feel is too close for comfort. But yet at the same time, because this tyrannical person is in the government club, put hands and assaulted him. As you can see here, they're physically having to hold him back in this picture. Because again, they're going to have to meet the burden of whether or not, he was trying to eject somebody out for trespass, what he felt was trespassing when he had no legal authority to do so in the first place.
Not even a little bit, but yet you're going to let him go scot-free because of that. And he's not going to learn a lesson at all. Does Long Island Audit have to teach him the lesson by, getting him deposed in court and going through this whole,
rigmarole to remove his qualified immunity, just to put a financial penalty on we the people who to get money out of the government, to exact a punishment that he's never going to feel. It's just absolutely insane.
I've not made a decision one way or the other because I have a lot more to look at. So that's where.
Well, at least she's keeping an open mind, right?
I need to take my analysis.
Right.
It's probably going to be something that I review with multiple attorneys in the office to make sure that
It's going to take probably 2 years.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Investigation.
that we are making the best decision of what goes forward.
Are you really?
Yeah, then she's probably going to get together with the
warden,
the warden and the county manager. They're going to basically sit down and have a talk and go, look, you need to retire.
You mean sit down and have dinner or breakfast?
Yeah, they'll probably sit down and have lunch and basically go, look, you basically assaulted somebody. We're not going to press charges if you retire.
Yeah,
that's probably what's going to wind up happening. He's
go
going to
ahead and
retire,
resign.
and they're not. Yeah, go ahead and resign. You don't need to become, otherwise we're going to have to press charges on you. And that's probably how he's going to lose his job. If he's lucky, that'll happen.
But I will, before any final decision is made, we will get back in touch with you, okay?
I appreciate that, Amanda. And again, I know, prosecutor's best friend is video evidence, so you do have that on your side. But I think it's pretty clear. I understand that you have your way of thinking, and that you're going to make your decision. I just appreciate a lot of the times when I deal with officer misconduct. Things aren't even looked into. So I appreciate. I appreciate that.
I can promise you that's not the case, and I can also tell you that at the very least, even if this is something that I can tell, and this is what I do in any case where there is an allegation that comes to me from a commissioner's office or a complaint where there is anything related to an officer, even if it is something where I have to make the decision where I say, look, I'm not sure if this is going to withstand my burden in the criminal avenue, the conversations that I've already had with the county manager, who is the person that is going to supervise and ultimately be the one over top of the warden, we've already started to have conversations of any potential administrative action that might need to be taken. So
Understood.
that is not disclosed regardless of where we are in a criminal avenue. So
Understood.
I want you to be aware of that as well.
I definitely appreciate that. Again, I understand your line of thinking. I just hope you understand mine, that no one is above the law.
You are correct on that.
So I just wanted to end with I appreciate it. Thank you for looking into it. Like I said, there's a lot of state's attorneys out there that don't even attempt to do their job. Again, no hard feelings either way. I think that, or
they've investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing. That's one of the mating calls of a tyrant, folks.
Yep.
That if I were to do something of this nature, that I would be charged. But again, I understand what you're saying regarding your burden of proof and everything else. And just the last question for you is, the warden, is he an elected official? Is he appointed? And do you know how that works?
He is not an elected official at this point. That is actually a great question. He's not an elected official, no.
Is he a law enforcement officer? By statute?
Not in
This is supposed to be the county's lead state attorney. Somebody who's supposed to know the law and kind of understand how things work, because apparently she works with police all day long and she don't know anything about this guy's position and whether or not he has any legal authority outside of his little thiefdom. Jeez.
Doesn't she sound like Schumann?
Yeah, she does. And you know what? I would not want to be an elected official I wouldn't want an elected official over a jail, unfortunately. To be quite honest, I don't think they should even be I don't know. I got mixed feelings on it.
don't believe he's considered a sworn law enforcement officer, kind of like a sheriff or a police officer. I would have to look if he meets the statutory definition of law enforcement.
Right. I was just looking into the statute myself, and there are correctional officers who could be both, could be a correctional officer and a sworn law enforcement officer. So I just didn't know if he fit that criteria or not.
Yeah, to be honest, I can't answer that question with any certainty off the top of my head. I'm not certain. I don't want to give you an answer and be wrong.
And state's attorneys in Maryland are elected, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. I mean, I guess if you have any other questions, you can give me, send me an email. I hope I can do the same if I have any additional questions.
Yes, of course.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate your time today. Thank you.
You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. All right.
Okay, folks, and we're just going to end that there. He ends with an outro, and if you want to catch more or want to keep up with it, go subscribe to Long Island Audit. We just want to bring that to you, that some justice, it looks like me be heading his way, and we're greatly happy that that's happening for him. Okay, so we're going to move on to our second video, and folks, do please stick around, because sometime during the second video here, I will be giving away 5 gift memberships to the Sacramento Community Watch.
Yep.
And we do thank you if you are a member. Kathy Weegley says, Long Island Audit is awesome. Sean Paul Reyes does a wonderful in what he does in teaching the First Amendment. Yes, definitely. He's one of the OGs. We absolutely love him. And if you want to learn how to become a First Amendment auditor, he's definitely a one to watch and go back and review what he does. So the next video we're going to do today is Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Ritchie. You can find him at Indisputable TYT on YouTube or tyt.com/show/indisputable. Today we're going to be going over a video, share this tab, where it's called Innocent Black Man Dragged Off a Bus, Beaten by Cops Over False Theft Accusation. Again, this is over a false theft accusation. Again, folks, we strongly encourage law enforcement officers to do a thorough investigation, but again, they're always the ones to quickly find the easy way out to wrap up a situation because they got better things to do on their phone.
Cops falsely accuse a man of theft, drags the man off a bus. They beat the man to find out that the man did no such thing. Put it up full mass. Here we go. Michigan police dragged a black male off of a city bus. Decided to beat him up before bringing him to a Walmart. They brought him to the Walmart to prove he stole the items. It turns out they were completely wrong. He's now filing a lawsuit. Here's what happened. John Fleming had committed no crime, nothing, when he was accosted on a city bus 3 years ago by Michigan cops.
Wow, 3
who
years.
accused him of shoplifting from a local Walmart. Kneeing.
And folks, local Walmarts have tons of cameras. Again, in proper investigation, going through and looking at those videos does wonders.
And punching the then 30-year-old black male before dragging him off the bus, despite him repeatedly telling them he had receipts for his purchases.
Again, he's claiming he has exculpatory evidence. Where's the justice, folks?
Once he was off the bus, Flint Township police officers forced him to lie down face first on the sidewalk while they continued to strike him, according to a lawsuit filed by Mr. Fleming last month. But once they saw he actually had a receipt, the cops decided to take him to the Walmart, where employees who had initially called police accusing him of shoplifting matched his receipt to the items in his possession, which proved he had stolen nothing. That's according to Michigan Live. Now, let's state the obvious. You mean to tell me that police officers are so concerned about the property of Walmart that they engage in a takedown on a city damn bus, beat a man, find the receipts on the man? That's not good enough. Obviously, Walmart is right. Walmart would have never called police on someone who didn't steal, or maybe the police didn't give a damn. They take the man to the Walmart, proving he never stole anything. What caused the officers to do this? So the incident took place April 2nd, 2022, after Fleming took the bus to make purchases at a Sam's Club and at a Walmart. After making his purchases, he walked out of the Walmart toward the bus when he realized he needed change for the bus fare. So he turned back around to re-enter the Walmart in hopes of obtaining change. All of this is quite common. However, a Walmart employee demanded his receipt. He refused to provide it, telling the employee he was not required to show a receipt to enter the store. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. You are not required to show a receipt entering an establishment. He then proceeded to get change for the bus before walking back out of the store. But the employee was not happy about Fleming not showing his receipt.
It's terrible.
So he
and here's the thing is I hope Walmart does the right thing and does their own investigation and basically has this employee
terminated,
properly disciplined. I want to say terminated is probably a little far, but properly disciplined.
The man was beat down because of this accusation by the police department.
Exactly. So I mean, up to and including termination if they deemed it's warranted. But I don't know about you, but me being an employee would never call on behalf, of the store. I would, unless I was loss prevention, and I know for a fact Walmart properly trains their loss prevention officers. But again, they should have brought this this employee should have brought it to a member of management, and management should have been the one to call the police, not the employee, unless they were, like I said, the loss prevention officer that they employ.
Called the police, accusing the black male of shoplifting. Now, here's the point where, in my opinion, Walmart as a company is liable.
Exactly.
He didn't call the police and say, the man did not show me a receipt, because, see, that's not statutorily illegal. He called the police and said, the man stole. Ooh. Which, if you believed he stole, you would have put loss prevention on him.
Exactly.
And never required a receipt in the first place. You would have said he stole. Loss prevention would have handled it from there. You decided to call the police. Fleming was on the bus. The man was on the bus on his way home when Flint Township Police pulled the whole damn bus over. Pulled the bus over to confront him about alleged shoplifting, which he denied. And then he insisted on showing the police his receipts.
Officer, I have exculpatory evidence. Put the law back into law enforcement, folks. If they don't know what exculpatory evidence is, like, hey, I have a receipt, there is no crime. End of story.
Yeah.
They not only did they just seize an entire bus just to get one guy for shoplifting, which they could have waited until he got off the bus, who followed the bus, but then they drag him out and refuse to beat him and refuse to look at his receipt until after they get done with the thorough beating.
And it's always tickling to me when, some people ask me, why are you guys recording them? Why are you guys recording the police?
Back the blue until it happens to you.
Yeah. This is exactly why it's important to record law enforcement, because without doing so, they get away with too much stuff, as you can already see.
And folks, again, we don't get paid and we're not sponsored by him, but we always recommend Attorney Shield. Again, it's a 24/7 attorney at your fingertips. So you pay a monthly subscription. If you get confronted by the police, if you get pulled over by the police, you whip out your phone, open Attorney Shield. It starts recording. You hit a button. It starts recording right away as they're getting an attorney on the phone. Somebody right there with a police officer who does not know the law. You have an attorney who does know the law and can properly educate the attorney if they're not a tyrant. Tyrants are going to do what tyrants are going to do, folks. But again, check out Attorney Shield.
But the cops began abusing him by kneeing him, as well as slamming his head into the pole on the bus, drawing blood. Michigan Live reported this in 2022. The cops released him and he was transported by ambulance to a local hospital to be treated for his injuries sustained in the arrest. I want you to see these pictures.
That type of response for somebody who was accused of shoplifting, that's the type of response that he gets. Wow. And he didn't even shoplift.
And it looks like the entire force is out there. The on-duty force is out there. A lot of these police officers have nothing better to do than to sit there and play road pirate until somebody calls them. And then when somebody calls, it's, let's go take a look at what's going on over here with Officer Jones. When one or two officers can handle it, because it's a slow day, they're going to have 5 officers come on it because they got nothing better to do than to play road pirate.
More
they're
like
bored
12.
playing road play.
More like 12 officers.
More like, it could be anywhere from 6 to 12 officers because they're tired of playing road pirate for the day and they want a little bit of action.
Yep. Itching for it.
Again, rather than training them on the law, we're training them how to beat up citizens.
But the assault did not end there. He was then abused by officers a second time at the hospital in an incident captured on video because he refused to leave without being treated. You see, once he's treated, it provides a record of the injury.
Yep.
Listed as defendants in the lawsuit are Flint Township police officers, Jason Piercy and Sergeant Michael Nemechek. The cops who approached him on the bus along with the county sheriff's deputies, Corey Shirosky and Sean Clayton, who abused him at the hospital. Flint Township, Facebook Jasmine Bureau via Atlanta Black Star provided this information. The lawsuit accuses the officers of unlawful detention and seizure and is asking for more than $75,000 for damages. He was just at a Walmart shopping for his business where he was profiled as a thief. Fleming's sister, Jasmine Burrow, told WJRT a month after the incident. He had receipts for the items for purchase. They did not bother to look at his receipts. He kept yelling, quote, "I have my receipts." He was jailed on charges of trespassing. Can you believe this? He was jailed for not breaking the law. He was jailed for not stealing. So because they were so upset that he's a law-abiding citizen, they decided to throw this man in jail for trespassing and disorderly conduct.
Again, folks, the way trespassing works is you first have to be trespassed from the property and given an opportunity and given a chance to leave. He was never trespassed by Walmart. He was never given a chance to leave. So, the fact that they booked him on trespassing, again, just goes to prove that they'll try to find anything and everything to prevent accountability once they realize they effed up. It's just
anything
sad.
to make the arrest. That's what they do. They have to trip up charges just to make the arrest.
And again,
trespassing, disorderly conduct, and resisting and interfering.
So they wound up yanking him off of a bus and assaulting him and saying, and rather than looking at the receipts when he says, "I have receipts, officer," they wind up causing, him bodily harm And yet they're going to blame him for trespassing, disorderly conduct, and interfering when there is no such thing. Again, these cops should be arrested for disorderly conduct, assault, and resisting and interfering with their own investigation.
Yep.
Resisting and interfering. This man spent 3 days behind bars before he was released. When we talk about
$75,000 a day
and why there's such a separation, this is case in point.
Thank you.
Instead of receiving actual charges, he should have received an apology.
Right.
The only aggression should have been toward the employee or employees who decided to make a matter of a receipt walking into a store an actual criminal case. That's what the aggression should have been.
Yeah, that employee who called the police saying that he was a thief should be arrested for filing a false police report.
100%.
I mean, this is exactly the reason why they have criminal complaints for filing a false police report. Because if anybody can go on the phone and call 911 and go, he's a thief, or he's causing a disturbance when he's actually not, those people should be arrested for playing with 911 instead of calling 911 for an actual emergency. And again, folks, we constantly make reference to that here. There's a difference between 911 and non-emergency. Know the difference and use it.
That's where your focus should have been. Nowhere in the hell this makes sense. Now, they're seeking more than $75,000. I don't see Walmart listed currently. I hope they are part of the litigation. I think it's an easy case to make. I believe the reason they are seeking $75,000 or more is because that gets them out of the local jurisdiction and gets them into federal court. All right, Waz, thoughts here?
Man, it's one of those things where you could tell the cops sort of went out about doing their business and set out to create an outcome no matter what.
Yeah.
If they were conducting some form of investigation, which is what the job of the police is, we just never get here. Like, they talk to the guy, they realize they got the wrong person. He's able to show them clearly, like, bro, I didn't steal anything from anybody, and it's fine. But these cops set out to achieve a result no matter what, and they didn't care who was going to get in the way. Civil rights, personal rights, personal respect and dignity, be damned. And this was the result, man. And it's ugly and it's horrible. And I really do hope this brother's family and him are able to be remunerated for this. But this is just obvious what happens here. You're not conducting any level of like, all right, let me find out what happened and make sure I get this right. They just wanted a result.
Right. They should have conducted a proper investigation and found out that he was telling the truth and he had committed a crime, and there wouldn't even be an issue. No lawsuit, no litigation, nothing.
Again, folks, there's the police always try to tell you that there's two sides to every story. You got to get both sides of the investigation. They went to Walmart, which is basically the biggest taxpayer, of the government club, who helped pay the majority of these police officer salary. A Walmart employee who was probably not authorized to call police in the first place called and said somebody was stealing from them. And then next thing you know, they got everybody bum rushing the guy and not even getting the other side of the story. Where's the investigation? Did they go back and look at the loss prevention tapes? Did they talk to the loss prevention officer who is authorized to be doing that stuff? None of that happened. And to be quite honest, they didn't even talk to management's sometimes useless too. They go, well, if he thinks that they stole. Again, management can help them get into the loss prevention office so they can review the tapes. But again, it's just downright stupid that these police officers don't do a proper investigation. It's guilty until proven innocent at this point.
And this was the outcome of that.
Yeah. And the fact that the man had a receipt, he already shopped at the Walmart. They could have easily gone back through the cameras if they really wanted to know if he stole anything or not.
Of course.
Jerks. I remember my law school days. My contracts professor would say a receipt is evidence of contracting. But
Exactly.
it is
a
not
contract.
required for you to produce evidence of contracting, because evidence of contracting can be there or not. Contracting could have still taken place. They did no investigation. All right, we'll bring you updates as it comes.
And yes, we'll try to as well.
Hey, shout out to Rashad Ritchie, man. He brings awesome content. And if you guys want to go over to his channel, like, share, and subscribe, let him know we sent you. Like I said, he posts awesome content all the time, and you guys want to stay updated with him.
Yeah, and he's really big on police accountability too, it seems like.
Absolutely.
As promised, I did give away 5 gift memberships over at Sacramento Community Watch. Thank you, and welcome in Clash with Bao, Major 2, Dan the Breaking News Man, Hong Kong, Huey, and AJ. You are all gifted memberships. Please take a minute after the live stream and take a look at the membership content that is under Sacramento Community Watch with those gift memberships, and we hope you enjoy getting those memberships.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Shout out to you guys. So the next video we're going to do is one of our favorites here. It is Tyrant Terminator Audits. We love TTA. We believe we are part of the TTA fam as well, man. It's just, he has awesome content. This one is, they're extremely nervous when it comes to cameras. First Amendment. Let me go ahead and get that queued up. And oops, not image file. Helps if I hit the right button, folks. Here we go.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's okay, Mom. He's here to help. It's okay.
It's TTA.
The Tyrant Terminator.
Yo, what's good, TTA family? Hey, before we get into this audit, man, I got a huge update, man, for you guys real quick. I just wanted to tell y'all about this update, man. I just found out some incredible news. So I wanted to give y'all this news real quick. Matter of fact, I want y'all to check this clip out, because this is what the update is about. See if y'all remember this person right here. Check this out.
She's steady yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs. And
excuse me. You see this video with me? You see what?
See this? And the police has already educated everyone. Look at this.
I'm going to call immigration right now.
She says she's going to call immigration. On me or yourself?
Hey, you should pause it and then play the stinger.
Okay, yeah.
Play it again.
You need to take a chill pill.
See what I'm saying? Minding my own business, filing my FOIA, and this lady's still screaming and yelling at the top of her lungs, man.
Crazy.
She said I was sent. I was sent by God. He told me to do this.
Then step off behind me. Get off right.
Well, stop engaging me. Every time you say something to me, you're going to go back on camera, period. Then I heard this lady.
If you don't want to become the story, stay as quiet as possible. Just do not engage.
Don't get the cameraman's attention. Come on. Most of the time, people walk up to the camera and then expect not to be on it at the same time. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, when cameras came out in the 70s and 80s, everybody was like, hey, Mom, I'm on TV. Now it's, hey, Mom, we're on the internet. Nowadays, I don't want to be recorded because of the way that these police dramas make them out to be. It's just police watch way too many police dramas.
Lady back here calling my name, so somebody must have told her who I was. Want my autograph?
Hey, TTA, I want your autograph. me and Chief want your autograph.
So the security lady, the one that's been hiding her face all day, the one that's scared to death.
And I am gonna have my face. Don't nobody want to be on your damn YouTube. I don't care what you say.
Keep it moving. Then keep it moving. Keep it moving then. Keep it moving, Goofy.
Gosh.
I'm a bum, but you dress like that.
Yeah, so y'all remember her, man? We got into it, man. She got me totally out my element, man. We were back and forth. That was in Skokie. As a matter of fact, what I'll do, for everybody that don't remember or recollect, or if you're new here, I'll link that video in this description to this audit right here, so y'all can go watch it in its entirety. But yeah, they said she was suspended for 90 days.
Oh.
Without pay.
And they should do the same for a lot of police officers who violate the rights. Why is it only police officers who get suspended? They go on suspension with pay.
Police unions.
Yeah, terrible.
Again, the police unions are the ones who are always quick to go, oh, well, he did nothing wrong. He has a highly stressful job and he was trying to protect himself. We get it. We understand that completely. But you know what? He has an obligation and a duty to make sure that any police officer has a duty and an obligation to make sure that they are protecting people's rights and following the law. Again, law back into law enforcement, people. We're never going to advance society until we get the law back into law enforcement.
She was retrained. They gave her a lot of more training. She had to take some
Good.
training classes or something like that the whole entire 90 days that she was off. And
that's awesome.
You're suspended without pay, but you need to do homework if you want to have your job when you come back. You got some homework to do. Good. Make her work, make her learn while she's off, and make her want her job back.
That's
make her
true
understand
accountability.
why she deserves. Yeah, that's true accountability. Make her deserve and make her want her job back and learn her place in her job and how she should interact with the community and remind her she's a public servant.
And these other government agencies can learn from this one right here. That's awesome. That's exactly what's supposed to happen.
And I don't really want to put out the source, but to be perfectly honest with you, the person that told me this is actually close to her, like in proximity. They're very close, so I'm not going to expose that. And obviously, those two people would probably get into it or whatever like that. But it was beautiful news that's just been conveyed to me. I just wanted to update you guys real quick on it. Beautiful news, so y'all already know what's coming after that. We definitely got to do a follow-up. I think she's still there, but hopefully her mannerisms have changed. You know, from the training and her being laid off or suspended for 90 days without pay. I know that would change anybody's. But we'll see, though. Y'all check this audit out real quick, man. Like I say, man, appreciate everybody been rocking with us, man. Y'all stay locked in. Go.
What's good, TTA family? Back at y'all with another one. And today we are at Eureka Savings and Loans out in LaSalle, Illinois. We're just getting ready to see if they respect our rights to record in public, to make sure our rights are not infringed on by anyone at any time. Let's go see. Feel good out here today, TTA family. Feel real good, man. Never been to the city of LaSalle, man. LaSalle. But y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Oh, you want to park right here? Oh, okay. Some type of little, says drop payment. What that is, probably something that's probably connected to the bank or something. Never seen something like that. Make sure y'all stay tuned, TTA fam. The lady in this truck, the lady in this SUV right here just hit this corner so fast, she almost ran up on the curb. That's probably like a late payment withdrawal. Like her rent must be due, so she's trying to hurry up and run in here and get the withdrawal so she can hurry go pay her. The way she hit that curb, man, it's urgent.
I need my money.
Yeah, it's probably urgent. How you doing?
I was just curious why you're taking pictures of the bag.
I'm sorry?
Here we go.
I was just curious why you're taking pictures of the bag.
Oh, okay. Well, you like a manager at a bank or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all don't really permit something like that, huh?
Well, we're just curious. I mean, it seemed to be taking pictures of the bank and ATM machines. stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just, walking around, surveilling everything, surveilling the bank.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, I mean, I didn't really want to get into a huge questionnaire what I was doing it for, just basically doing it,
Yeah, it just seemed to be odd.
At least he's being curious about it. I mean, he's being very polite.
Yeah, his approach was kind of professional, relaxed, not standoffish or aggressive.
Not accusatory, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this bank manager is doing a pretty good job. So hopefully he won't turn into a Ken and go try to call the popo. But you know how these things turn out.
Odd behavior.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of things is odd behavior, but it doesn't make it illegal, though, right?
No, it's not illegal. I was just curious. I didn't know if you were a vendor out here to do some work for us or something.
Like work, like maintenance work or something like that? Oh, okay. Well, you guys got some things in there that need some repairs?
Yeah.
Really? Is the vault one of them?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, yeah, like I say, man, I'll be out here surveilling for quite some time. I'll be out here quite some time getting everything, shots of the whole structure and things like that. So
Interesting.
it's interesting, huh?
Well, we're surveying you too then.
Oh man, you got to do it. Hey, look at all the cameras you got. Of course you're surveilling.
You got to do that.
Yeah, of course.
We're surveilling you as well. Or we're surveilling you then.
Says interesting, odd behavior.
It's always funny that they're fine with their cameras and everything's okay, but if you go out and stand with your camera, suddenly you're suspicious.
Everything changes.
Hey, Kathy Weegley, gotta go. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. Thank you, Kathy. We're glad you could join us tonight.
Thanks for joining us, Kathy. Have a good one. Have a good night.
Be odd behavior, but it's definitely not illegal. I can see all those young ladies in the window right there. There's a couple of
There's
them.
a guy out there with a camera.
Yeah. Like I say, there's nothing illegal about it, He wasn't too nasty about it, though. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, GTA family, in the comments, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, man. He wasn't nasty about it, so we'll get a couple more shots, man, and then we'll book on up out of here, man. Y'all stay tuned. Sorry?
Bank called, just said they were concerned about you filming.
Oh.
Yeah,
Man.
they said what they actually say.
Oh, they said there was a fellow walking around filming the bank, and they were just concerned about it. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting out here. I just spoke to a manager guy about a few moments ago about what I was doing. I told him I'm definitely out here surveilling, so,
Oh, you're free to walk around the public sidewalks as much as you want, so.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't make a chance one ID yourself, would you?
Not today, officer. What is it, Officer Blair?
Oh, I was going to say, he was doing such a good job until he had to get his ID fix. I mean, geez.
Almost.
They always want that ID cookie, man. It's like a rug to them, man. They got to have that cookie, man. They just, unfortunately, they need to go to this. They need to start going to the source, which is the DMV, folks. They need to go to the DMV for their ID fix and quit bothering the everyday people.
Yes, sir.
And you got a star number?
Yep, 5346.
5346. Appreciate it. That's the sergeant, right?
Yes, sir.
I get you. I'll talk to him once he come out. Yeah, did they hit a panic button or not?
No, we're right across the street.
That's crazy.
So we share the same alleyway, so they were probably just wondering because you're right by the squad cars and by the bank. So
okay,
I'm sure they just called it in.
I sure seen that these patrol cars was out here, but I thought it was maybe like
Call the police absent of a crime. Good job, bank.
City Hall or something. Is it City Hall?
No, it's City Hall and the police department. So
okay. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're in a public space, so you feel free to report whatever you want, okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, that's what I was telling him. He said it's odd behavior, but, I mean, some people put peanut butter and oatmeal. It's odd behavior, but it's not illegal, right?
All
right, thanks, officer. Yeah.
Speaking peanut butter and oatmeal, have you ever heard of peanut butter and pizza? I knew a kid back in high school who put peanut butter on cold pizza.
Yeah, I've never done that before.
It was interesting. He had me try it. It was pretty interesting, but yeah, it's not something that I would actively go out and do anymore.
For sure. So yeah, they called on this TTA.
Hey, kudos to that officer there. At least he didn't try to violate his rights.
Right, and he kind of gave up the ID cookie once he realized that the guy knew he was not going to give it up. So
right.
So yeah, he 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah. You'll get a pass.
It's a pass.
They probably thought, I can see those young ladies are in the window right now, too. They seeing if, probably thought I was going to get booted up out of here or something. So we're going to wait for the sergeant to come out. Wait for the sergeant to come back out, get his name and badge number. We'll be able to go from there. And see the officers is like, hey, man, anybody chance have an ID? No, officer, we ain't gonna do that, man. We know that's y'all addiction, though, man. We know y'all addicted to ID. We're gonna go through withdrawals when you ask me for one, though. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned, TTA family. Did you let them know, Sarge? I'm good to go, man.
What's that?
I say, did you let them know?
Well, when I went in there, they said they didn't call. I assumed somebody in there did, so.
Oh.
So you're in public, you can do whatever you want.
I appreciate it. Your name and badge number, Sergeant?
Sergeant Benicki, 5211.
Appreciate it. Then, is it a CAT number, though, for this call at least? Like a call for service number?
You'd have to go in there to get it. I don't have it on me.
Oh, okay.
25 dash, whatever it is.
Something, yeah, okay.
If you look at the front window, I can get it.
Can't call
okay,
dispatch?
appreciate it.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. I guess they said, the sergeant said he went in there and tried to talk to him or whatever. Bank manager, I don't know who he spoke to, but they said no one called from here. So. But the first officer obviously came out and already, Officer Blair, he already came out and admitted that the bank called. So more of the same, GTA family. More of the same. But we definitely hike on over and get the CAD numbers since they said they're right next door. I did peep these patrol vehicles when I first came up. Wasn't expecting it to be that police department right next door. Yeah, what it is, TTA Valley. Y'all stay tuned. Okay, appreciate it, Sarge. Our show was just finna get ready to step on in and get it, man.
Well, I figured why make you have to walk all the way around the building?
Man, I appreciate it.
Customer service.
All right, you too.
Awesome.
A true public servant. Thank you, officer.
Should be good to go. So from the top, TTA family, from the top, came out here to LaSalle, Illinois, Eureka Savings and Loans.
It's a twofer. Not only is it a police audit, it's also a bank audit.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's just a great location, man. Jeez.
To do what we always do. That's to stand on public property, exercise our rights, and don't allow them to be infringed upon. Stepping up. Well, nothing was really too bad. Nothing was really too bad, I can say, with this one. Even the manager guy from the bank that came out and spoke to us, he wasn't really nasty about it. Said it was odd behavior. He did say it was odd behavior, even though he did agree that it's not illegal. So been standing around just recording in public like we know that we can. After he went in, I say probably about a couple of minutes later, I didn't even notice. Well, I did notice these patrol vehicles here. I mean, you know what I mean? I did see that. And this is the police department right here to our left.
Why they got all these bikes in front of there?
The sergeant came out right here. Officer Blair said that someone from the bank called and said that we were out here recording and stuff. And now they totally honored, respected it. Respected our rights that we're in the public space. He said it right out of his own mouth. You're in the public space, so you're good to go. So we already knew that, but it's always great when, regular citizens or other public servants don't know, and then they receive the education from the cops. But the sergeant did go in and say that, the sergeant did go in and say that he spoke to someone and no one in there said that they called. But like I say, Officer Blair had already came out and said the bank called. So. But I mean, in our reality, I think we still should be good to go, man. It is what it is. I appreciate everybody's been rocking with TTA from the beginning, man. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscription button. Like I say, it's the month of April. We're rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. We'll be back live. We'll be back live next week. We'll be back live next Sunday, 2 p.m. Central.
Okay, folks, and that's pretty much the end of that one there. We do have to wrap up for the night, so, but yeah, thank you, Terminator Audits. Greatly appreciate your work that you're doing out there.
Yeah, that was an awesome video.
Anything else for the night, Chief, before we sign off?
I think that we are all set. I appreciate the love and support from everybody worldwide. Thank you to all of our communities out there. And we hope that you join us on the next one.
Thank you to Mr. D for coming in and sharing his story, and thank you for our guest host earlier today as well.
Nay, thank you for joining us.
Don't forget that all of our channels are down in the description. Like, share, and subscribe to each one of them. Also, all the featured videos that we've had tonight are in the links in the descriptions as well. Don't forget to go there and like, share, and subscribe to their content as well. Tell them that we sent you. Yeah. Share the love, folks.
And also, be sure to check out our memberships. They are now available. We want you guys to join us. Join the memberships.
And as always, during these live streams, you can send super chats. And if you want to afterwards or any of the videos, you can send super thanks as well. Yep. So we're going to call it a night, folks. Thank you and good night.